morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration that have happened in the past week or so that you are fully up to date as to what's going on. So you all know I like to dive right on in. So the first thing that I want to talk about and let y'all know, if you haven't already heard, is USCIS, or the U.S. Immigration Service, has increased the types of applications that are now eligible for premium processing that lead to green cards, which is fantastic news. So we are now looking at the expansion and eligibility for premium processing for our multinational executive and manager applications. So those are EB-1s and some EB-2s, which are a national interest waiver. So those two specific categories are now eligible for premium processing, but it is going to be phased in. So it's not for all applications at this time. So here's what the current phasing in looks like. Beginning June 1, so just a couple of days ago, if you filed your multinational executive or manager I-140 under the EB-1 category, if that application was received by the Immigration Service on or before January 1 of 2021, that application can now be upgraded to premium processing. As of July 1st, so next month, July 1st, if your national interest waiver application was received on or before June 1 of 2021, it can be upgraded to premium processing beginning July 1 of this year, so beginning next month. Also beginning July 1 of next month, if your multinational executive or manager green card application was received by the Immigration Service on or before March 1 of 2021, at that time you can file to upgrade your application to premium processing. Premium processing, as we know, allows for the Immigration Service to process that application within 15 calendar days. So just imagine going from several months up to, maybe a year down to 15 calendar days to get that application approved. Once that I-140 is approved, then the Immigration Service, if you are eligible, given your priority date and your spot in line, the Immigration Service can then move to processing your adjustment of status application, which means that you cut off time and you wind up getting your green card much faster. So again, the Immigration Service is now allowing the EB-1 subcategory of multinational executive and managers and the EB-2 subcategory for national interest waiver to be eligible for premium processing. So that is huge news. If you have any other questions about the phase-in dates, you can feel free to call my office and we will happily walk you through that, or you can also shoot us an email. The phone number is 954-903-1337. Next up, I wanted to talk to y'all about F1 students and virtual classes. So there's been a little bit of confusion out there. So the Immigration Service released an update. Here's the update, and here's where the confusion was. Students that were here and enrolled in school as of March 9 of 2020, when the pandemic first began, there was some upheaval as to whether or not they would be allowed to remain in their F1 student programs because much of the world, not just the universities, but much of the world switched to a virtual model. So the Immigration Service at that point decided that those students that were currently enrolled as of March 9, 2020 were able to take a distance approach to their classes here in the United States, and they would not have to leave the United States during the pandemic. Fast forward, the announcement was made not too long ago that students were able to remain in F1 status and take virtual and or distance learning classes. So the confusion was that there were some students that thought, oh, I can apply for my F1 student status and I can still be virtual. That is not the case. The only students that are allowed to remain using virtual or distance learning based upon those COVID flexibilities are those F1 students that were enrolled in their programs, in their classes as of March 9 of 2020, and they have continuously been in status and complied with the F1 rules. So again, this is only for those students that were in class as of March 9, 2020, and have complied with the rules. If you are a student that is currently trying to obtain F1 student status, you will not be able to take a full course load that is virtual or distance learning because of COVID. So that's a very important distinction. So make sure that you clarify that with the foreign student officer at the university or at the school that you are applying to. So hopefully that has been cleared up for folks now. The next thing I wanted to talk about there's been a new lawsuit that has been filed. If you are a current green card holder or you have permanent residence, we use those phrases interchangeably, and you applied for U.S. citizenship in 2020, you have likely not been interviewed yet. You are likely seeing extreme delays in your case. So the lawsuit that has been filed speaks to that backlog. These files, your file, is in storage, and the Immigration Service has not prioritized getting those files out of storage so that your case can move forward. Much of this has to do with the Immigration Services citing COVID and just having the staff able to, handle everything that they have to handle. So something had to be prioritized as probably a little bit lower on that scale. And so the naturalization applications appear to be one of those things. The lawsuit is essentially asking federal court judge to essentially tell the Immigration Service to pull those files so that people can resume processing of those applications. And also so that they can take full advantage of all the rights and responsibilities that come with being a U.S. citizen, especially given that their applications have in fact been pending since 2020. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you all about this morning is the ESTO fee. So late last month, May 20th of 2022, the fee for ESTO increased. That fee is now $21. So it wasn't a particularly huge increase, but it is now $21. And I thought that was something that you all should be aware of. So that is all I have for you this beautiful Monday morning. If you have any questions about U.S. immigration, anything we've talked about on our lives every Monday morning, feel free to give my office a call, 954-903-1337, or you can pop a message down below in the comment section. I do read them. I do respond. So again, I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. This has been another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite. Have a great Monday and a wonderful